Election season is in full mode. In 4 days, people will take to the polls to elect their preferred candidates. But it remains to be seen if politicians keep up their end of the bargain. Let's bring in now Wayne Sussman, who is an elections analyst. Wayne, thank you so much for coming through. Only 3 days to go before the 1st of November. What should be preoccupying political parties right now? I imagine they're planning for their final rallies.
Clement, thank you. It's great to be here. First of all, you gave me a slight heart attack. It's 4 more sleeps until we go to the ballot box. So right now, political parties are like Action SA in Gauteng, parties like Good, the Cape Coloured Congress in the Western Cape, regional parties. Some of these parties we haven't even heard of. They are going to impact some of the municipalities which are going to make their decision on Monday. And that's why this is such a difficult election to project. And I'm not surprised what you said in the news bulletin that many voters are looking at voting for a new party this time round. Yeah,
and what about coalitions? Are the parties mature enough to put politics aside and realize that this is probably where we are likely headed for coalition government, unless you think there is a political party that's somehow going to get an override, an overwhelming majority? I often wonder if we've got matured political parties that are going to sit and say it's all about service delivery and the people who voted for us, so that you avoid the instability we've often seen in coalition governments after the 2016 local government elections.
It's a great question. This is a fascinating contradiction. One would assume that the majority of South Africans who experienced coalitions in the last 5 years would not have ordinarily been happy with it. However, as things stand right now, when South Africans wake up on Tuesday, the 2nd of November, we're going to have far more coalitions across the length and breadth of this country. And you're 100% right. Those political parties who are entering into coalition negotiations need to remember the municipality they're serving, need to remember the voters who put them there, and do what is best for the municipality and their respective voters. And it is so difficult to project right now what it's going to look like.
Yeah. Do you think the parties, though, I've been listening to some of the DAs indicating that, well, we will go into coalition with political parties that share values and principles with us. The ANC is staying away from that conversation and keeps on hoping that it will get an overwhelming majority, even though that's highly unlikely from the independent polling that we're seeing. Do you think we'll get to a point where there are compromises, where even parties that said we would never go to bed together, they end up doing so?
We have one experience in a marginal municipality in the Western Cape called Kanaland, around the Carletsdorp, Ladysmith area. There, the ANC and the DA said, we're not going to listen to the national party bosses. We don't want to work with this local party called ICOSA, and we're going to do a deal together. So are we going to see a scenario of localized decision-making after this election, where you might have Action SA saying we refuse to work with the ANC, the DA saying we refuse to work with the EFF, but in certain municipalities they're going to say, look, we're not going to listen to each other, to our national party bosses. We need to make decisions which are best for our community and our respective municipalities.
All right, so 4 more nights to go. The political parties have to convince this is their last chance. As you said, there's a tiny percentage of voters, potential voters, that haven't made up their minds. So good luck to the political parties. Thank you, Wayne. We'll be speaking to you a lot as we look ahead to the 1st of November. That's Election Day. And later that week, that's next week, we will know which parties have been victorious and will be governing at local government. Now,